Welcome back. You are now watching We Talking Sports. Companies, and they can make whatever rules they want. They can make the rules be, hey, you have to graduate college.
But you're right. They can, but at some point there's morality, and we all know that basically what you're doing is you're creating a feeder system for the NCAA, and so then it makes you wonder, who is the NCAA that they get blessed with the profits of the talents of all of these kids?
That is America. You can you can say that any corporation. Here, this is the thing that I'm saying.
Not modern America, dog. It's not a modern. I mean, America used to have slaves too, though, dog. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's been outlawed too.
Let's pull it back. Okay, so let's look at our community right now. Okay, our colleges don't put monies into our communities to develop our athletes. They don't. Our communities right now.
Well, actually, I disagree with that.
Okay, our communities right now, they just grab the best athlete. Now, if we can go way back to, well, they just grab the best athletes. They don't improve like the schools that we went to, that we graduated from. They don't improve those schools. Now, that's where the athletes come from. So if you look at all of the boys.
Yes, they do. You don't think Ohio State
does something for John Adams? No. Yeah. One school.
Okay.
Do I think they invested any money in Collinwood? No. Okay. Do I think they invested any money in JFK? No.
How do you think Collinwood got that sweet field?
Anyway. Bro.
Okay, anyway, I want to get in this. You talk about it's America, and it's a capitalist society. Oh, it's just the billionaires that capitalize on it. Why can't, if it's a capitalist society, I got a certain skill set, why the hell can I capitalize on my skill set?
That's an individual. Okay, I get it for the individual. Well, but what about helping John F. Kennedy High School, though?
At this point, I don't care about the masses. I'm talking about my lights are on, my phone is off.
Right.
And I got this individual skill to help me turn my phone on.
Well, then go to college for 4 years. Go to college for 4 years. You went to high school for 4 years.
But I got the skill set now.
You had it in middle school. Go then.
I don't want to wait 4 years to get my phone on.
But you had to when you was in the ninth grade, right? You had to in the ninth grade. What is 4 more years if you are 18 years old?
Why?
Why somebody else?
Why somebody else is driving a Rolls Royce? Right. Somebody else driving a Bentley off of
my skill set.
The point that I'm making.
Okay. You can run a 4.3, right?
The point that I'm making is we are making a societal decision.
No, they're
making
a societal decision.
Okay, go ahead.
They've been making a societal decision since we came here. I've got a skill set to make some money, and I gotta wait 4 years while they capitalize off my hard work.
And ain't capitalism supposed to be what drives this country? So if you got the skills and the supply and demand, it seems like you're supposed to get paid.
Why should this guy get 4 years of my hard work?
For free.
For free, and he ain't doing nothing.
I'm
doing the hard work.
Your high school did, right? Your high school got the 4 years off of you. Okay, so
let me tell you something. Go
ahead.
The big difference is exactly. That's what I'm saying. You're not an adult at that point.
I'm an adult now.
Okay. So my thing, I definitely want to drink now. You asked me that I want some water. Now I want some liquor or something. but seriously though, here's the point that I'm making. I agree with every point you make. I have the exact same enthusiasm and fire for that also when it comes to an individual. But when it comes to a community, when it comes to our black inner city neighborhoods, when it comes to the places that I grew up, if you look at the pot of money that the sports networks are making, that they pay to the universities, that the universities pay to the coaches, that you feel that they don't give to the players. If you look at that money and you look at how can that money be spent, because the majority of the players are African American, is to bring up other African American communities by taking that money and say, hey, we are going to, since the best athletes come from the inner city of Cleveland, or since the best athletes look like us, well, then let's put that money into those schools. So if you want it to be a feeder system, why is it a feeder system where I prove myself in 1 year that I can beat everybody else, I'm in. Instead of bringing everybody up to the table, get everybody up. So now you got to play 4 years because you ain't fooling us no more. After 4 years, I can understand if you can play basketball. What's the dude the Cavs drafted #1 overall? Whatever his name was, they thought that he was cold too. And so what I'm saying is if you give everybody an opportunity, if you take that big pile of money and put that big pile of money into the communities. Now, if you want to make amateurism mean that you actually get paid and give wage scales to college athletes, then give it to them all. Give it to the ones that play at Cleveland State, at Tri-C. Give it to the ones that play at a college where
they're not all equal. They're not all equal, dog. Let me tell you something, dog.
Okay.
All students are not. All talent is not equal, dog.
True. In every walk of life.
Let me put it in perspective, though. Let me put that in perspective.
I'm not the greatest chess player in the world.
Right.
But I'm pretty good.
But check this out. Check this out, though, dog. The Paul brothers. Okay.
The Paul brothers.
Yes. Jake and
the boxer dude.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, they're not really boxers, dog. They're trying to identify
TV,
themselves as
media,
boxers.
right.
But that really plays into my point.
Okay.
Because their social media weight is so high, it's so heavy, got like 200 million followers, some crazy number, dog. You can get into the ring with a boxing legend.
Yep. And
Because
dumb people will buy it.
Your social media weight is so high, right? And people will buy it. You will sell out an arena.
Yep.
Yada, 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 yada. You can do that. Everybody can't do that.
Hopefully this
you
podcast
can do that because
Oh.
you can do that because your weight is like that.
Okay.
So if you an incredible athlete, you're supposed to be able to do things that everybody else can't do. You're supposed to be able to go to professional right out of high school. That's the blessing that comes to you. And with that, we are getting ready to take a break here. We're still talking sports, and we want you to give us a call at 216-402-1315, and we'll be back in about 90 seconds. Give us a call, 216-402-1315.
D-Mark got that heat. D-Mark got that heat. D-Mark got that heat. D-Mark got that heat.
Sports Live. Give us a call here at 216-402-1315. Talk Sports with us here. I got D-Jack to my left, Trey Love here to my right. Trey Love. Let's talk some Browns, man.
Okay, that's a good transition. You know, since we were talking about players making money off their talents, it got me to thinking about our biggest piece on our defense, Myles Garrett. Myles Garrett is a monster. I really love how the Browns put together this defense, and I'm eagerly anticipating how they're going to put it together, how it's going to play out on the field. Myles Garrett has never had somebody on the opposite side who's an animal as well. Mm-hmm. Our defensive backfield seems like it's coming together. Our linebacking core, we'll see what the linebacking core do, but we got a lot of young talent, a few young pieces on talent.
We got some good athletes out there.
Yeah, we do. So we'll see how that goes. I'm eagerly anticipating this, but it's just like you got Tag McKinley. Sometimes people always talk about the opposite side, Myles Garrett on one end,
Jadeveon
on the other end. What happens if you overload them with both on the same side?
Right.
Put Myles Garrett on the guard, or put Jadeveon Clowney on the guard.
Right.
And then blitz somebody on the opposite side.
Right.
Oh my goodness, it's just so much that you got. It's just so much you can do. It's like having all this food and all these ingredients, and you can just do what you want. Okay, you put this side, put this ingredient in it, then you taste it. Oh, that don't taste so good. So next time you put something else in it, oh, that tastes good.
So are you gonna be saying the same thing when they 2-3? And I'm not saying that looking at the schedule. I'm not saying that the Browns ain't gonna be cold. I'm not saying nothing. That's only thing. So here's my thing. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead. Just see. Okay, this is my thing. Let me just say this. Just give me 1 second. Okay, I like the Dallas Cowboys. I like the Browns. They both of my teams. It ain't like I love one more than the other.
Yeah,
it just depends.
You have to, dog. You
Okay.
have to.
Okay, I have to.
You have to love one more than the other.
But here's my thing.
So you don't want to admit it then. So it must not be the Browns and shit.
Okay, but here's my thing, though. Here's my thing.
It's the Cowboys.
I hate the Browns fans. Like, okay, we can't never sneak up on nobody. We just always got to be like, nigga, we about to be cold. We about to be this, that, and the third. And then we 2-3. And then it's like, oh, you know something? Our coaches did this, that, and the third, blah, blah, blah.
Hold on. We can only go our recent past, right?
Yep, Tennessee Titans.
Last year after 5, what was the record?
I don't know. What was it?
I know it's
5. They wasn't 5-0.
It was 4-1. It wasn't 2-3.
Okay, but what I'm saying is,
then let me go back. Let me go back, Mr. Pessimistic. I mean,
no, I like the Browns. I just want to sneak up on somebody. I don't want to just all of a sudden just be telling everybody, like, what do we look like when we thought we was cold as I don't know what? We thought we was cold as I don't know what. We went on the field, both of y'all. I told Sean probably in, like, let's say, maybe at this time of the year. I was like, Sean was like, I was just like, because our first game is Tennessee Titans and blah. Sean was like, man, we gonna kick the Tennessee Titans ass. I was like, okay.
Hold on a second, dog. That was Freddie Kitchens. That was Freddie Kitchens.
Okay, yeah. It was Freddie Hugh Jackson or was it Trzynski or was it? Oh my God, that's what I'm saying. Like, can we sneak up on somebody sometimes?
Hey, can I finish my point?
Go ahead.
You cut me off.
My bad.
Going back to last year, I said, Dion, what's gonna happen when we play Dallas? Dallas is gonna kick the Browns' ass.
Okay. Touche.
What happened?
Touche. They
went to Dallas and
Odell Beckham made the play. Okay, but hey, woo, Browns won. I mean, like, I do like the Browns. I do love the Browns.
Okay, dog.
I just don't like the fans.
After the Browns beat Dallas, were you in a good mood or were you in a bad mood?
I was pissed. I was salty.
That's what I'm saying.
I was salty.
Exactly.
I was salty.
I can't believe if it come down to the Browns and the Cowboys, you choose the Cowboys.
I mean, why though? Why? Okay, so here's
my
Cowboy story.
It's the Browns. This is Cleveland. We in Northeast Ohio.
You got a LeBron James. You don't have what's the guy in Dallas now? The jersey.
The
good player.
Doncic.
Yeah.
Luka.
You only got a Luka jersey. Only you got a LeBron James jersey with the C on it.
Here's my thing though.
Are you talking? Do you talk? What's Dallas? You ain't talking about the Rangers. Listen, you talk about the Cleveland Indians.
I will admit that if I lived in Dallas, I probably would feel the same way about the Dallas fans. They probably are the exact same way. Hey, but my thing is, it's just like, okay, after the Tennessee Titans, after they just mollywopped us, and then we limped through that season, we look like, damn, you know something, y'all talk all this shit. Y'all talk all this shit.
Talking about the Freddie Children shit.
Dog, what did we do? What did we do to Tennessee Titans last year?
I'm saying, dog, let's sneak up on them though. But do we have to win the Super Bowl in the offseason, or can we actually?
I said I'm eagerly anticipating. Didn't I say that?
You have a top 10 offense. You ain't sneaking up on nobody.
A top 10 offense. What top 10 offense? Who got a top 10 offense?
Dog, when you got the leading rushing attack in the league, you ain't sneaking up on nobody.
And the best offensive line.
So they didn't have a leading rushing attack last year.
What was it, number 3?
Something. I mean,
hey,
but
it was cold. It was cold.
You know and you keep talking about Tennessee Titans from 2 years ago. What happened in Tennessee last year in Tennessee?
Okay, did the Browns win the first? No, they played the Baltimore Ravens. They played the ball.
Can you answer this question? You talk about Tennessee from 2 years ago. What happened in Tennessee last year in Tennessee?
The Browns beat them.
Okay,
they beat them. They mollywopped.
Well, why can't you mention that? But why you got to go 2 years ago on a different regime, different coaching staff? It's not the same regime.
Here's what I'm saying, dog. Here's what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. This is the bulk of my point. The Browns opened the season against the Kansas City Chiefs in Kansas City. So maybe the best team, maybe the second best team, maybe one of the best teams in the league. And we opened the game there. Okay. Why not sneak up on them? Why not just go in and say, hey, you know, hold on, dog.
Why
grab our nuts and say, man, we got Odell, We got Chubb. We got this. Instead of just
Because
after
how
they
you win
beat,
the game, dog.
you win the game
on the field.
in-
You gonna win
in
the game
June?
on the field. No, you gonna win the
Dog,
game on the field.
you know what? This
dog.
is an inside joke, Dion. But what did Jim told me do be right before he swung the ball?
man,
He
first
grabbed his nuts, didn't he? He
Yeah,
grabbed
right?
his nuts.
Okay, Jim
That's
told me.
what you do.
why-
That's what
why
he
got a
do.
statue. That's why he got a statue. 'cause
He grabbed his
nuts.
nuts.
All right. There
Exactly.
you go.
Why you got to sneak up on somebody? Man,
Right.
forget that doggone underdog thing.
Right.
Because when you end up being 2-3, then you end up talking about firing your coach. And I've seen this movie for the last 33 years.
Did you see
of
it
my-
last year?
Not with the eggheads, dog.
Did you see it
Not
last
with
year?
the egghead. You saw some very.
I
prepared-
did.
You saw some extremely prepared guys.
Okay.
They are extremely.
What if it's a
prepared.
one-off, though?
Dog, they won
It
damn
was a
12
one-off.
games last
What
year,
if,
Dion.
what if it's a one-off?
How many games did Dallas win last year, bro?
Oh, my God. Why do it always got to be Dallas? Like, okay, how many games did
Because, dog,
the
when you-
Tampa
dog,
Bay Buccaneers win
when
last
you
year?
talk about the Browns, and you know how dog feel about the Browns,
Yes.
he's
That's
gonna
all
say
y'all
something
fans
back
feel
to
that.
try and
Right.
fuck you up too.
But
He gonna
why,
try and say
though?
some.
Because you always go back to the bad part of the Browns. Dallas had a piss poor season last year.
All
And
I'm
Dallas-
saying
and Dallas
is,
ain't got no excuse for like.
this
they
is what I'm saying.
shortcomings.
This is what I'm saying. This is
They
what I'm
had
saying.
stable ownership. Really,
This is what I'm
ownership
saying.
Is their problem?
This is what I'm saying. I live in Cleveland. I have more Cleveland
You should
Browns
change his name to Skip
paraphernalia.
Jackson.
You say what?
Skip Jackson.
I have more Cleveland Browns paraphernalia than I have Dallas Cowboys paraphernalia, but I do have
Good.
both.
Good.
But when the Browns start off the season 2-3 or 1-5, I feel stupid too. I feel like, dang, you know something, even though I wasn't the ones that's talking all the junk, when I put something about the Browns, because
Let me
when
say-
they
let
2
me
and
say
3,
this,
y'all talking about fire Freddie, fire
No,
the
no,
defensive
no, no,
coordinator.
no, no.
Fire,
Hold on,
bruh,
hold
for
on,
the
hold on.
last
No,
20
dog,
years, we
no.
have never had the entire 3 dudes back. We got all
You
3
know?
back this year. We got all 3 back this year.
No,
We got
dog.
a defensive coordinator, offensive coordinator, head coach. First time in 20 years, we got all 3. Okay, can we let that gel and mold before we win the Super Bowl?
but
That's
dog,
all I'm saying.
I
Can we
think-
sneak
I
up on
think-
somebody?
Man, forget that sneaking up somebody. Grab your
Right,
nuts.
grab
and
your
be,
nuts.
Yeah, exactly.
I feel you.
Exactly.
Plus, too, dog, because we know in the NFL that doesn't really happen in today's NFL. Because if your coordinators have success, somebody's gonna come for them.
They got film on them.
Who do you think chirped the most? Tampa. Oh no, that's a tough one. I take that back. I was about, because Tampa Bay got Tom Brady, so of course they probably was talking a little junk. But what I'm saying is, the year we had Freddie and this year, if you look at the hype we've had both of those years, it probably matches the hype that Tampa Bay had, and they actually won the Super Bowl. But I'm saying, like, it's not about football. Is about going to 2-a-days every day. Football is about it being 90 degrees. It's hot. You got to match up your game plan versus this game plan. You don't win the game because you got Myles Garrett. You win the game because you effectively used Myles Garrett. You don't win the game because you got Nick Chubb or Baker or Odell or whoever. You win the game because you became a football team over 16, 17, 18 weeks to the point where now you are at the top of your game when it comes to football. You don't win football games in June. You win football games after you go through 2-a-days, after you go on road trips, after you do that. So you got to sneak up on people. You can't walk in and say, hey, we're going to kick everybody's ass. You got to kick everybody's ass and then say, hey, because we kicked everybody's ass, we are now the team.
I feel like saying, Skip. Come on, Skip.
Okay. And so that's my only beef. It's like, why do we got to be great before everybody else? Why do we got to hate every other team?
It ain't about that, dog. And don't get me wrong, humility it's something to being humble, dog. But when you a football team and you're competing against someone, is that a time to be humble? I don't think so.
What is fans short for?
Fanatic.
Fanatics.
Fanatic.
I'm a Cleveland Brown fanatic. I'm not going to say we're going to start out 2-3.
Oh, boy, I hope that we give it our best.
Yeah, we're going to start out 2-3. Let's
I hope
talk
things
about.
go well.
Okay. Okay. What are the Browns going to do to the Steelers this year?
We'll see.
Whoop their ass. That's what they gonna do. I can tell you that shit now. They gonna whoop that ass.
See, and that's what I'm saying. And I feel that. Like, I'm not mad. I'm not mad at that. I mean, I get it.
Now, let me tell you this. Now, what I have concern with and what I want to see is what we do with the Baltimore Ravens. Because, again, I think Jeremiah Akusu-Koromora, did I say that right?
Okay.
All right, there we go. I think he is going to be our answer to Lamar Jackson. And I'm going to tell you what I mean by that. We've, for the longest, have needed a linebacker that can go sideline to sideline with speed.
Yep.
And I think he's going to be that guy.
I think so, too. I like him.
See, I'm real excited about what he brings to the table and how the Browns can implement him.
And when you have D-backs that can cover, and with Lamar, they can play a lot of zone. The way Lamar beats people is they man up, and once you're back to him, he takes off. When you got a nice little zone, and you got your face to him,
he's as elusive as any receiver in the league once he's out in space running. He's as elusive and as fast as any receiver in the league.
Yep, he is cold, and I do hope.
When you got a linebacker who can run, I mean, because
keep an eye on him.
He runs a 4-3 as well.
Okay, no, I didn't know that. I didn't know that. Okay.
So,
I like him. I think the Browns' defense is going to be cold this year.
That's what I started out talking to the defense. I didn't say nothing about wins. That was you and your inner Skip Bayless that started that. So all I'm saying is I eagerly anticipated what they were going to do. You just went to what if they turn out 2-3. And I did. I had to, like he said, if you're going to start backing me over my Browns, I'm going to go back at your Dallas Cowboys. And when they went head-to-head, we saw what happened. Then you talked about Tennessee. Tennessee 2 years ago. But when we talked about Tennessee last year, what did you do? You win with your tail between your legs. Talk about the most recent. Most recent, we won 12 games. Right?
I think each season is an individual season.
Right,
so
it is.
I get it. I mean, hey, Browns to the Super Bowl. What did they say?
Let's do it.
Browns to the Super Bowl. But can we get to the Super Bowl? But I feel you, though. I mean, like, I don't believe that. I believe that receiver is a weakness on our team, but I need to prove it for it to be that. Like, I don't know what Odell Beckham is on this team. Is Odell Beckham Julio? And I'm talking about for one season. I'm not talking about Julio because he's old and so this, that, and the third. I'm saying it's because he's getting paid like he is Julio. Is he that? And so when I say is he that, I mean, is he a dude that every game is going to give you 8 for $1.25?
I don't know, but I know his peers.
Or is he just a gadget player?
I know who is his peers who he's practicing with, saying he's looking like the old idea.
Okay. Oh, so my God.
So
he's a meat market. What's the mad dog in the meat market? Okay.
No, I'm talking about his peers in the league. Are you in the league? I'm saying this is what his peers are
I'm talking about on Sundays. Okay,
well, we're
8 for $1.25 again.
We're sitting here in June and we're talking. So you, as per usual, since we've been knowing each other for 40 years, you tend to go have the cup half empty. When it comes to the Browns, that same point when it's Dallas, your cup is almost full.
3 Super Bowls, bro.
So but look, when the last time they won it?
Hey, I'm not. See, this is the dilemma because
over the last 20 years, my daughter is 20. Danny was when's that they win their last Super Bowl? 95.
Okay, so can I go back to Odell?
79.
So let me go. So let me go back to Odell. So the thing about Odell is Odell a receiver who, when it's 3rd and 8 and they double covered, you can go to Odell. Okay. That's what a receiver is. Now, do we have that? Do we have that in this game? Do we have that for our team?
We got a lot we still got to figure out with this Browns team. We got a lot to sort out. Odell was only with in the Kevin Stefanski offense for 7 games last year. So we got a lot, but what we do know is in those 7 games, Kevin Stefanski, he was the number 1 targeted receiver in that Browns offense. So we got a lot to look at coming up next season and a lot of speculation about how Odell fits. But we'll talk about that. And we'll even dig into the NBA. We're going to talk NBA playoffs. And we're going to talk about those Cleveland Cavaliers when we come back from break. We want you to talk with us. Give us a call here at 216-402-1315. We talking sports here.
D-Mark got that heat. 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 D-Mark got that heat.
We're talking sports here. And we want you to talk with us. Give us a call here at 216-402-1315. NBA playoffs. Dog. These NBA playoffs have been surprisingly entertaining. When Bron first got eliminated, I was thinking, oh, man, these playoffs going to be boring. You know what I'm saying? It's, you know how Bron is with the theatrics, and he keeps it interesting. So I'm thinking with Bron out, we're going to be hit. But I come to find out the NBA is in very good hands with its young talent, because there is some young talent in the NBA right now.
I agree with that. I agree. I was heartbroken when I come to realize after game 3, I think, that Bron was not about to make it out the first round. So I had to kind of get peace with it, and it was tough, but now that Bron is out of the playoffs, it is some dudes. So I'm going to tell you, Trae Young. I love his game. I used to dog Trae Young. I used to tell you, Sean, Trae Young is garbage. He can't shoot. I mean, no, he can shoot, but all he does is just shoot these crazy shots trying to be Steph Curry. He too small. He this, that. No, that kid can ball. That dude has not only basketball intelligence, but I am going to win the game basketball intelligence.
Right.
Like, that play that he made where he had dude on his back, I can't even remember who it was, but had him on his back and got the foul. He didn't make the shot, but he got the foul. That was such a smart play for somebody. He's one of y'all one and dones, but that was such a smart play for somebody so young that he did. So I don't know if we want to talk about Trae Young, but I'm gonna go on the opposite end of the spectrum.
But look at that, dog. And let me say this: I don't want to bleed topics or conversations per se, but Trae Young isn't even physically imposing.
He's not.
But his skill level, his ability to dissect the defense, shoot the ball. And if you get that level, why shouldn't you get paid? I'm sure he didn't wake up like that one day. I'm sure he worked hard to get there. Okay. You know what I'm saying? So why shouldn't he get paid?
Yeah,
but like I said, I digress.
Because he should be a junior in college right now. You're exactly right. He should be a junior in college
but instead he got about $50 million in the bank.
You're right. He does.
And yeah, dog. Like I said, I didn't necessarily want to digress and get stuck on that.
But the thing about him that I like is, like, his whole thing with going back and forth with the Knicks and the New York City crowd. He wasn't scared. Right. That moment was not too big for him. He was like, I've been preparing for this all my life.
He was built for it.
He was built for it.
He was built for it.
And, for him to now take that into the next series, and I think they down 1-2.
No.
Yeah, they down 1-2 to Philly, I think. I think they lost in Atlanta. They lost game 3 in Atlanta, I think.
Wait a minute, dog.
Yeah, I think I'm pulling it up right now, but I think they lost game 3 in Atlanta.
Huh.
Yep, they lost last night.
Okay.
In Atlanta, so they down 2-1.
Okay.
But the dude can ball.
To be honest with you, that series could go either way. That's probably going to be a 7-game series. That's probably a 7-game series.
I don't think so.
You think Philly's got it?
Yeah, Philly probably about to win that 4-1.
Oh, hell no.
Dog, the thing about Philly is they have a good coach. They have a good system. They got Doc Rivers. They got McMullen. I don't know. To me, it's like this. I feel like in the first round of the playoffs, you can outplay your mind, but once you get to the second round, that's when teams balling, and that's what. So this is why I think this is one reason why I love the NBA. This is why the NBA is a great sport. The reason why the NBA is a great sport is not because of, let's say, 85 to 90% of what you have to watch, but that last 10 to 15% is so cold. Because if you look at the first round of the playoffs, you usually get your Luka Doncic's, your Tracy McGrady's, your all these different names, and you like, oh, y'all, that. But when you get to the second round, that's when you start playing basketball.
Right.
And that's when a Trae Young could be a Trae Young. But now, okay, now you playing some. Now you playing.
So hold on a second, dog. So you giving Trae Young peas right now? That, understanding from what you just said that Luka don't get.
Oh, okay. So I'm glad you brought it in.
Luka's very good.
Luka to me,
cold, dog.
Luka to
Luka
me
cold.
is Larry Bird. He is Larry Bird. Like everything, the shooting, the I have the ability to take over the team, all of that. I think it's on par. Maybe Bird was a better shooter, but Luka is more of a.
To be honest with you, I think he Magic Johnson. And I know people don't want to hear that, but I think he's a white Magic Johnson.
Bing, 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 bing. That's where it is right there.
He's more urban.
That's where it is right there. So to me, when I look at Larry Bird was not as physically gifted as the rest of the dudes in the league. But he was so skilled and so smart that he was able to beat all the dudes in the league. As far as Luka goes, I think Luka is exactly what Larry Bird is, but I think these kids is too athletic. And so I don't never – is Luka going to ever make it out of the first round?
You know, but let me tell you something.
I got a question. You don't see that athleticism on Luka?
No.
I don't see a whole lot of athleticism on him, but the reason I compare him...
breaking down, going the whole dunking on people? You don't see that?
He's
Like
6'9",
Bird did
dog.
too?
He's
Yeah,
6'9",
he's
though.
6'9".
He's 6'9". So I don't see him as being incredibly athletic, but the reason that I compare him to Magic Johnson as opposed to Larry Bird is because he has the ball in his hands a lot.
Right.
Like Magic Johnson. Larry Bird wasn't as much of a facilitator.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He didn't have the ball in his hand. He didn't create for other people. I don't know what his assist numbers. I don't know what Larry Bird assist numbers are. I don't know what Larry Bird assist numbers are. I don't know what Larry Bird assist numbers are.
But
I don't know what Larry Bird assist numbers are.
But let me say this about Luka.
I'm sure they aren't very high because that really wasn't his game. So if you was to compare Larry Bird's assist numbers to Luka Doncic's assist numbers to Magic Johnson's assist numbers, I think we will find out that Luka compares more to Magic Johnson than he does Larry Bird.
I look at it like this. Okay. In order to do what Luka has done, or in order for Trae Young to continue doing what they've done, they have to say, hey, I am not about to lose this game. So when it comes to the fourth quarter and it's a 5-point game, you down 5, and you got to get a steal, and then you got to get a steal, and then you got to get buckets through a 7-game series. To me, that's what makes. Go ahead.
Okay, so Luka actually averages more assists than Larry Bird did.
Give us the numbers. That's what I would imagine. That's what I would imagine.
As of right now, Luka's averaging about 7.7 a game, and Larry Bird is averaging about 6.3 a game.
So Larry averaged 6.3. Okay, that's more than I thought. That's more than I thought.
But this regular season averaged about 897, and Luka's sitting at about 1,300 right now.
Okay,
so
almost
this
twice as many.
This is what I'm saying about basketball, and this goes to my whole point where basketball is only 90% of the season ain't even worth even watching. But that 10%, when you get to the second round of the playoffs, when you have to beat somebody 4 out of 7 times, a Luka Doncic is not going to be able to score 45 points a game like, let's say, LeBron did the year when
yeah, but if you have a good team, you shouldn't have to. Like, that shouldn't be the requirement to advance in the playoffs. You have to have a player that can average 45 points. That shouldn't be the requirement. So if you look at it, if Luka had talent around him, if he had the right players around him, Luka has what it takes. So if you look at, like, again, look at Trae Young.
What Bird had.
Look at Trae Young, dog. Look at Trae Young. Atlanta this past offseason when they decided, you know what, we gave Trae Young 2 years to play around in the NBA, basically, and figure out his offensive game. And then in that third year, what they did is they brought in, even though he's no longer with them, they brought in Rajon Rondo. They brought in Bogdanovich. They brought in Danilo Gallinari. They brought in.
You ain't said an NBA player yet. You saying like these role player type of, and I don't know.
Are, dog. They are. They role player. They're veteran role players,
Okay.
dog. But they're a big part of why they're in the situation that they're in right now because they.
So you
know how
saying
to
that
play
Luka
the
don't got
NBA
the
game.
same scrub names of scrubs that you just named? I'm not gonna call Rondo a scrub because Rondo the one with 2 rings.
Rondo's a floor general. But
Okay.
the other guys that I named are shooters. So what that means is they create floor spacing for Trae Young,
Okay.
who is nobody can stay in front of.
So you saying that Luka don't have shooters? What's the kid's name? The
No,
junior.
this is what
Hardaway.
Tim Hardaway Jr. This is what I'm saying. Is this offseason or last offseason, Atlanta as an organization said, let's go out and spend money to put pieces around Trae Young and complement his game.
Okay.
Dallas hasn't done that yet.
I don't know. I feel like you guys are really underestimating the Mavs right now, and you're underestimating Doncic right now. Because you said because he can't go out.
No,
it's
we're not
him.
underestimating
Who does he have
him.
around him? That's what we're talking about.
No.
Tim Hardaway Jr.
He's at home, though.
Kristaps Porzingis.
No, but he's at home though.
And they're two chumps. Neither one of them.
Kristaps is a chump.
Yeah, neither one of them have lived up to what their contract says they are. Basically,
Who you?
well, I'm telling you,
Porzingis and who was the
Kristaps used to
other
be
one?
Tim Hardaway Jr.
Tim Hardaway Jr. You got Trey Burks.
Tim Hardaway Jr. is supposed to be an outside sniper, and he hasn't lived up to that.
My whole thing, yeah, okay. But what I'm saying is those dudes are the same dudes that you just named in Atlanta. Those are, you can interchangeable.
No,
them dudes are bums. I'm not gonna call them bums.
No,
Anthony Davis.
It's different.
Well,
it's
they're
different.
not Westbrook.
Let me tell you, this is the difference, dog. They were brought into Atlanta to be role players.
Okay.
They're not the stars of Atlanta. The stars of Atlanta
and that's what they are.
Trae Young,
Collins?
John Collins, the center, Capella, and what's my man name?
Capella is the same category, bro. Capella is not special. Capella is just a
Dog.
Clint
Clint
Capella comes to the Cavs. How many games do we win next
Dog.
year if that's the only move we make?
He Allen. He Allen. They the same dude, dog.
Thank you.
He the same dude. But my point is, in the modern NBA, that's an important role. It's important to have a big man that's mobile and it can but can also protect the basket. So
my only
that's the
point
day-
is
that's
the
modern
same
day
level
center.
of bums. I don't want to call.
That's right. That's Kristaps. Kristaps is a fallen star. He's a
No,
guy that
no.
was supposed to be a star,
Kristaps
but since
is
he got
the-
injured, was
Kristaps
never the
doesn't
same.
even play center. He doesn't even play
But he
center.
can. But he can.
No, he
used to be able to.
He can be. You know why he doesn't play it anymore? Because they don't want him down banging because he can't stay healthy.
Exactly. That's
That
what I'm saying. He's a
dude.
fallen star.
That's what he said.
He's a star turned role player due to injury.
He was
So,
never a
he's
star.
never-
When was he a star?
But
He was
with
a-
the Knicks.
He wasn't a star.
you
He
call
was
that a
hyped
star?
as a star.
Yes. He was doing crazy stuff when he first came
He
in.
just
He
got
was
an
wild.
opportunity to shoot.
He was the
was
best
the next
player
Dirk.
on a
He was
bad
the next
team.
Dirk.
Does that make you a star? If I'm the best
he
player
was-
on a bad team,
it made
so
LeBron a
let me ask
star.
you this. So based off this crew we're sitting here on with when we're talking sports, should ESPN be coming for me?
Should
Huh?
ESPN be
Based off of my co-host, should ESPN be coming for me right now?
might,
Do
you
these
never
guys
know.
make me look good?
Here,
I mean, come on.
here's what I'm saying. Okay, so first off, I never thought that Porzingis was good. I thought that
He's a nice player, but he's a niche player. He has things that he does well, but he has
remember
a
they
lot
used
of
to call him
limitations
the
to him.
unicorn.
Yeah, he has a lot of limitations to his game.
To me,
I
he
got
was
a
like a
que-
Dirk.
I
He
got
was
a
like
question.
No, he's never been the offensive weapon Dirk was.
He was for a little bit. For a
He's
big
never
man.
been
Big
close to the offensive weapon. Dirk's led the league in scoring. Dirk's led the league in scoring.
Hold
For a
on,
big man?
hold on,
For a
dog.
big
Hold
man?
on,
Hold on,
dog.
hold on,
Hold
stat.
on.
Stat.
I don't think Dirk has ever led the league.
Dirk
in
has led the
scoring.
league in scoring.
I
Stat.
sure
I
hope
don't
you
know.
looked that one up before you got here, because I definitely
No,
can't
dog,
do you
I
that.
follow the NBA, dog. Dirk has led the league in scoring.
Okay, I got something to say about a rising star. You guys have not mentioned, and I've been liking this guy for
Colin
a couple
Sexton.
years. No.
Colin
Garrett.
Sexton. Oh, I got something for Colin
Devin-
Sexton, dog.
Devin Booker. What do you guys think about him?
He cool.
You know
I mean,
what I
he been
like
balling.
about him?
He been balling.
I like his attitude. I like his, I will fight you if need be. I like that.
Dog, he been balling, but do it for more than 1 year. This is your first year in the playoffs.
They
buddy.
up 2-0.
This is first year in the playoffs. Do it for more than 1 year.
They up 2-0.
Just do it for more than 1 year. I ain't saying he hasn't been balling. I'm just saying do it for more than 1 year. But hold on a second, dog. Let me say this, because you brought it up, or actually you brought it up.
He was number 6 in all-time league history.
Who?
Dirk. In all-time league history.
But did he lead the league in scoring 1 year? But check this out. Okay, I'm gonna have to check that. Outside of him and whether or not he led the league in scoring, his impact as an offensive player is very well pronounced. And I'm gonna leave that alone for right now because I don't know. I still think he led the league in scoring, but I'm gonna transition right back into Colin Sexton because you brought him up. And let's talk Colin Sexton. And so let me just put it out here on the floor. This is what the situation is. He in the 4th year of his deal. At the end of this year, he'll be a restricted free agent. So the question is, he's the Cavs' leading scorer, 24 points a game. Do the Cavs re-sign him because he's looking for a max deal or something close to what De'Aaron Fox got, which was like, I think, 5 years, 160-some million. So he's looking for that.
Okay, can I say that I hate Cavs fans too?
Hold on a second, though. Dog. Hold on a second, though. Let me set the stage. The stage. So that's out there, and the question is do you want to commit that much money to a guy who's your leading scorer, but on a losing team? And keep this in mind too. There are trade rumors afloat.
So here's my serious answer. I hope that the Cavs trade, don't re-sign, I hope that Colin Sexton does not come back to the Cavs next year. I hope Kobe Altman does not come back to the Cavs next year. And I hope that the Cavs just, because y'all fans have dogged Colin Sexton, the best player on the team for the last 2 years, and y'all just dog him, I hope he goes somewhere and y'all sit back and be like, man, he used to play for the Cavs.
Dog, let me tell you something, dog. Professional sports
I'm a fan.
is about winning, dog. Professional sport, and because he's a lightning rod for criticism on a losing team,
But why?
it comes with the territory, dog.
You think Minnesota used to dog Kevin Love like they dog?
Hell yeah, I know they did, dog.
Come on, you said Minnesota used to dog Kevin Love when he played for Minnesota, and they were trying to rebuild that team, and he was the best player on that team. Do you think they had love for him, or do you think they dogged him like how y'all fans dog Colin Sexton?
Well, okay, let me say this first of all. As an individual player, Colin Sexton has not accomplished what Kevin Love accomplished as an individual player.
In Minnesota?
Yep. Kevin Love he led the league in rebounding at least once, and he also averaged.
Dog, you be throwing some stats out.
He
there,
averaged
bro.
stats.
Kevin Love led the league in score and rebounding. Dog,
Yes, and he averaged over 26 points a game.
Okay, Colin averaged 28, right?
No, 24.
24.
He
okay.
did 24 1 year. Kevin Love, he led the league in rebounding.
Bro, I can tell you right now.
He led the league in rebounding.
Led no league in rebounding.
In 1 year he did, and
He rehabbing, motherfucker. He might have let that shit
He had a year
rehab.
in
He
Minnesota
ran no league,
where he
no
averaged over
rebounding.
26 points a
You
game.
got the wrong read, bro. You got the wrong read.
That was fun.
But no, but the thing is, okay, so do I think the Cavs should re-sign Colin Sexton? I've been hearing that. And so How do I really feel about that? I do think they should re-sign him. I think that he should be rebuilding. Now, do I think that he's best suited as a 6-man? Probably.
Dog, he Reggie Jackson, dog. Let me tell you something. Colin Sexton is Reggie Jackson.
Okay, or better Reggie Jackson because he's
No,
young.
no.
I'm saying Reggie Jackson
only because he's young. But to be honest with you, his shot ain't as good as Reggie Jackson. So his ceiling to me as a player is Reggie Jackson. What you got on that?
I think, but
Kevin Love led the league in rebounding.
Oh,
with
shit.
15.2 rebounds per
Okay,
game.
my bad.
2010, 2011 with the Minnesota.
okay.
And what about points? What about points?
Points for that year, he averaged points per game, about 20 points per game.
But what's his highest scoring average points per year in his career?
470 for percentage.
No.
Points per game.
Average points per game.
His highest was 26.
That's like I said.
2013, 2014 with the Minnesota. So
That's
he
what
was
I'm
balling
saying.
out with Minnesota. He just slowed down with us, but it's because he had to share the rock.
Well, but see, in my story is always that numbers are nice, but numbers and you're losing don't mean a whole lot to me. However, I will say this, because they were similar situations. Colin Sexton's putting up numbers now on a losing team. Kevin Love was putting up numbers on a losing team.
Right.
The difference is Kevin Love's numbers speak more of dominance because he led the league in rebounding and he was averaging 26 something a game. I just, like I said, even individually, I don't think Colin Sexton
I got a
has
problem with you
accomplished.
saying dominance. Now, you were saying dominance because he led the league. So you saying he was dominating the boards?
Yes. Which is not easy to do.
They wasn't
dog.
winning though, bro.
I know,
15 a game
but
is dominant.
But dog, if you lead the league in something, that means you were better at it than everybody else in the league.
15 a game is dominant.
Okay.
Exactly.
Okay.
He led the league in rebounding. That ain't
Okay.
easy to do,
The
dog.
only thing I'm saying, my point is that the hate that Colin Sexton gets here is different than the hate that a team should be giving a young star, a third-year star. Hey, what did he get drafted? Number 6 overall?
No, 8. He was 8.
Number 8 overall. So, you talking about building a team.
Dog.
So,
look,
unless LeBron
that's
walks
my
in here,
thing, though.
You think
talking
they should
about
build
building
the
the team,
Utah
dog.
style.
And this is the thing, dog. When you talk about the Colin Sexton hate, you got to read between the lines on some of the hate because some of the hate comes from his own teammates. And let me explain that. Let me explain that. That means when you talk about building a team, some of his teammates are saying you're not being a good team player because you're hogging the ball and you're not passing.
I don't believe that.
So dog. So you're trying to say
I believe
so
that
you're trying
in
to say
sports,
all of these reports of
are
his
just
players
reports.
complaining are fictitious?
Yes, I believe that they
And
fuel
the
y'all's
bad
fans'
body
fire.
language, in the bad body language that as a
Bruh.
fan you observe on the court.
If you
when
are
people
a
play with
team,
him,
if
they're
you are
acting.
a teammate,
So
if you
they're
are
acting.
a teammate of somebody, you are not going to go and say, you know something, I hate this dude, especially not
You don't,
publicly.
dog.
It's about team. We have no idea what goes on in that locker room. We hear
Yes,
hear
you do,
stories.
dog. Yes, you do.
We hear stories.
you do.
Just let me finish. Let me finish the part. We hear stories to slant our opinion.
Dog.
So if we all of a sudden are all supposed to hate Colin Sexton, we'll hear that.
Let me tell you something, dog. Let me tell you something. All the shit we used to hear going back and forth
By LeBron, somebody
when
slept with
LeBron
his
was-
mama and all this.
And
stuff.
not even just
those are reports, bruh.
not even just that, dog. Not even just dive into that. Let's focus on when he came back and the whole drama with him and Kevin Love and the get in where you fit in tweet and all that type of stuff. Kevin Love corroborated all of that shit on LeBron's show, The Shop. So
Okay.
all of that stuff, all of those rumors that we were listening to for those years when they were playing, they basically were true. And Kevin Love admitted it himself on The Shop. So my point is,
elaborate on all those rumors.
the rumors about how offensively he didn't know what to do when he first got here with playing with LeBron and Kyrie.
So then, why LeBron have his stepdad living in a drug rehab? Since all the
What do
rumors
that
are
got to
true,
do?
because
What do
that was one of the rumors that Delonte was. You know what I'm saying? Like it was,
How did we get there?
it was so out of control. You know what I'm saying?
You
It
were
was so
holding that
out
in
of
for a while.
control.
I felt that. That's something you really wanted to know.
No, man, but it was.
You didn't have to say that.
No. You talking about me saying Delonte? But my point is that we follow any story that happens. So we believe any story that happens, whereas that is opposite of
But,
sports.
dog,
We should not
sometimes
even
stories
want
get-
stories to come out.
Sometimes stories have legs to them, dog. And to me, it's obvious. Like, like to me, the Colin Sexton stuff. You know how I interpret all of the Colin Sexton stuff because and I'm gonna tell you why. It's been going on for several years now, and there are multiple sources. So that lets you know that there's some legs to it. It just sounds like to me a young guy that's trying to establish his career. He's not as worried about the organization as he is his career, and I don't necessarily blame him for that. But it's just like everybody ain't saying this for nothing. These reports don't keep coming up for nothing.
Here's my thing. Colin Sexton is somebody who moved to Cleveland to play professional sports for us. And that's what he's doing. He's dedicating himself to playing professional sports for us. Why are we hating him? Why are we all get a unified thing? You called me one day and you said, dog, Kobe Altman, blah, blah, blah. Flat out the blue. And I thought to myself, wait a minute. How in the hell is now Kobe Altman about to be this thing? I cut on the radio, everybody and their mama. Kobe Altman, Kobe Altman, Kobe Altman, Kobe Altman. It's like in Cleveland, we get a story and then we run with it. And the story happens to now be Colin Sexton. And y'all are killing this kid. This kid who has moved to Cleveland and tried to play basketball and has done it at a good level. Okay, is he perfect? No, he's probably not perfect, but he is a 20-year-old kid that lives in Cleveland that is trying to play basketball. Why are we as a community just dogging this kid? Why are we, this, that, and the third? And so my hope is I hope he leaves. I hope he leaves. I hope he goes somewhere where people appreciate him so he can go play basketball instead of living in this place where everybody's just dogging this kid that is only trying to play basketball. And my last point is, if there are rumors in the locker room that players are against them, then that says more about the player that said something in the locker room than it does about Colin Sexton. Now, maybe that's just because I love sports and not TMZ sports, but I love sports. I don't love the rumors. I don't love the Kim Kardashian or this person was caught in a hotel with this person. No, I don't like that about sports. I like we on the football field. We on the basketball field, we on the baseball diamond, and it's my will against your will. All the other stuff I don't like. So when you cloud that, I don't like that. So when you have a kid that is playing in Cleveland, who he should be concentrating on playing basketball every day, but he has fans in his own city, in his own team, dogging him, and he's playing at an elite level, I have a problem with that.
You have a problem with that?
Yes.
Why? Because when I go to work and there's people who don't like me, I don't up and just quit my job. I still come to work. Not everybody's going to like you, but that's when we get into that debate earlier. This is a grown man sport. There's grown man money being spent. So I'm going to need you to set your feelings aside a little bit. Obviously, some of us like you. Some of us like you.
When you got your review at work, did they have a parade downtown?
No, they didn't.
They didn't.
They had a parade in the office, though.
Okay. But what I'm saying is we are asking this kid to carry the city. We're asking this kid to do something.
We're actually we're not, dog. Okay. Actually, we're not asking Colin Sexton to replace LeBron.
Speak on it.
That's not what I'm saying.
I just think it's like there is when I think we've all heard this. I don't know if we necessarily need to give Spider-Man the credit, but we've all heard the saying, too much is given, much is expected.
Okay.
And when you're a professional athlete and you're a first-round draft pick and you come to an organization, a lot of times you come to bad organizations, and a lot's going to be expected of you. And, the good thing is, if you don't accomplish everything, no one's going to kill you. It's not like a life or death situation where it's like, hey, you win a championship or you're dead. It's like we're going to give you a lot of money and a lot of support to help you win a championship. But if you don't, we're just going to talk about you.
At 20 years old.
Let's take some of the emotion out of it, though.
So, dog, let me ask you this. Knowing that,
at 20 years old, would you have signed up?
I would have, because I'm not as intelligent as I am right now. Yeah, I would have at 20 years
50,
old.
I'll sign up right now. You know what I'm saying? You know, the Cavs can announce a new point guard right now, and I'll sign up at 50. You know what I'm saying? And I'll give everything I got. You know what I'm saying? I'll play defense. I'll hustle. I'll die for the ball.
What did you say you were gonna do though? Give everything you got, right?
That's right.
I don't care if you like it here. I'm not paying you to put this city on your back. You're being paid to go out there and excel with those group of gentlemen.
That's right.
And if you don't, guess what? You don't hurt me, stupid. You hurt you.
But
because
Trae
nobody's
Young,
gonna want to spend the money to get you because now you look trash.
But Trae Young is
That's
too,
right.
and they love him, and that's helping him. That's fueling his game.
And Trae Young
So-
is in the playoffs, though.
But what I'm
He's a
saying
baller,
is, but what I'm saying is, I'm not saying that Trae Young isn't better than Colin Sexton or Colin Sexton isn't better than him. I don't know where Colin Sexton is going to end up. Colin Sexton is a very good basketball player.
Everything points to Trae Young. Everything points to Trae Young being better than him. He was drafted higher than him. He averages more points than him.
Is Nick
He's
Chubb
in the
better?
playoffs.
Is Nick Chubb the
Everything
best
points
running
to
back
him.
in football?
Didn't he get traded for Luka Doncic at the draft or something like that?
Yeah, they did get traded
Exactly.
for
That was
him.
the most even trade where everybody won.
Right.
But we shouldn't even be comparing Colin Sexton to Trae Young because, look, if Colin Sexton stays here, right, he's
I
a
hope he
growing
leaves.
star. If he goes anywhere else, he's a role player.
Okay.
No,
I hope he
think
go there.
ultimately that's where he sits. I think in the NBA. Like I was saying, to me, his ceiling is Reggie Jackson. And if you don't know who Reggie Jackson is, watch the LA Clippers because he's their number 2 scorer.
Let me tell
A
you
little
this.
bit low.
I got a friend. I got a friend on Facebook, and I posted something one day, and I said, you know what? I cannot stand waiting behind people at the store in the lottery. And his reply to me was, well, then don't go to a Cavs game because they're gonna be in the lottery every year. And so my point is that, okay, we can hate on Colin Sexton. We can send him somewhere else. We can do whatever. But why not sit up and appreciate our kid so we can become in the lottery? We can become what you say the Utah Jazz is. So
Because you know
maybe
what, dog?
Colin Sexton
this
isn't.
This is why, dog. And again, it's nothing per se against Colin Sexton, but it's about what you need and what he wants. And if he wants a max contract because he believes he should be that player in the league, and you think you can't build your organization with him as a max player, then
So let me ask you this then. Let me ask you this then, because we're talking about human beings. So if you're Colin Sexton, if you're Kobe Altman, and you're in Cleveland right now, aren't you in a damned if I do, damned if I don't situation? To the fans?
No.
To your actual fans, aren't you? Okay, so if Kobe Altman signs, if Kobe Altman signs Colin Sexton to a max contract, what's going to happen?
He'd be an idiot.
If Colin Sexton walks Kobe Altman, what is he and goes somewhere and average 25 a game, which is what he did this year, what is Kobe Altman gonna be?
Not 25, dog. 23.
Okay.
But let me just say this. This is the play, dog.
He's in a damned if you do, damned if you don't situation
See,
because
this
of
is
the
what my
fans.
issue. This is what my issue with Kobe Altman is, and this is why I say he's not an NBA GM.
Mm-hmm.
The play is simple. The play is right in your face. At the end of the season, he becomes a restricted free agent, and you, as a restricted free agent in the NBA, for those who don't know, you have the ability to match any contract that is offered to him. So this is what you do. You let it play out. You let the game play out. You say, "Hey, look here, Colin. We're not. This is where we see you at, or this is what we're willing to offer you. And if you don't want to sign this here, we'll let you test free agency. And if you test free agency and you get a bigger deal or a better deal, then the organization makes a decision then. But I'm fine with it.
So okay. So Colin gets 5 years, $90 million from the Minnesota Timberwolves. Now what does Kobe do? Since y'all fans are the GM,
Well,
what does
that's
Kobe
not
do?
close to a max deal, so I say you sign it. You
Okay.
match it.
Well, let's say.
That's not a max deal, dog. A max deal is almost.
But what
double
I'm
that.
saying is, what if he wasn't this the same situation we was in Carlos Boozer?
No, it was not.
How is it different?
It was not.
How is it different?
Because we were trying to sign Carlos Boozer to an extension under the table.
Okay,
So,
but
on
what
a
I'm saying
wink-wink
is,
deal. So that's
Colin-
that's a very
Carlos
different, that's a very
Boozer
different
went out
situation.
and got a higher salary than what we thought that he was worth.
Right,
And
but
so he
instead of
ended up
matching it-
leaving it. Instead
So
of matching
we
it,
didn't do that, dog. We didn't say, Carlos, if you get a better deal, we'll match it. We didn't do that.
but he did get a better deal, though, right?
What we tried to do is we tried to be slick.
But he did get a better deal, though,
He
right?
did. He did.
Okay. So what I'm saying is, so if Colin Sexton gets a better deal, and Kobe Altman, what does Kobe Altman do then, general manager
He
slash
decides
fans?
either to match it or not.
Okay.
Based off the deal, he says,
He's
okay.
damned if he does and damned if he doesn't.
No,
to the
dog.
fans.
He is not. He is not, dog. He is not.
Okay. So that's what I'm saying. Like to me, he should have the autonomy to do what he wants. You know, you look at the Andre Drummond situation. People kill him because of that, and I don't really understand why.
It's to be honest with you, it's a number of reasons to kill Kobe Altman in terms of his execution as general manager for the Cavs. It's a number of reasons.
What should he have done better with Andre Drummond?
Well, okay, I'm gonna leave it. I'm gonna leave it real quick. I'm gonna leave it real simple as this, dog.
Mhm.
First of all, if you acquired him, you should have planned him into your future. And if you planned him into your future, why did you turn around the very next season and trade for another center? Makes no sense. It means that you didn't even have a vision in your mind. So with that, we are getting ready to wrap up here things. We're talking sports. We'll talk sports again next Saturday, same time, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time till 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're talking sports, and we look forward to your calls, 216-402-1315. We'll see you next week on We're Talking Sports.
Rue.